Please come and join me again, Leo. It's July 2018. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Here's your chart for the month with some pretty spectacular stuff happening celestially here across the what we call the 1-7 axis. This is all about relationships. And notice over here, one of your very friendly planets, Mars, the aggressor, is retrograde right now, indicating, along with the moon, a lot of impulsive, reactive vibes coming your way, especially from your most intimate partners. We see over here as well the position of Mercury and Venus. These are protective elements throughout the month, but you're still going to have to deal with all of this very tense energy as shown by these red lines. And at the same time, your ruling planet, I say planet, is here located in the 12th house. So although you want to have a much more low-key month, we see here that you may, in spite of yourself, be drawn into the relationship battlefield. Let me get the animation going so we can see exactly when these transits start to play out more predominantly. So here's the chart now, and we start to move this. We see the moon moving past here, this 7th house, up until the 3rd. And then when it makes contact with Neptune, there's usually a little bit of confusion there. And you notice that this happens in your 8th house. So anything to do with matters of sexual intimacy, shared resources, those sorts of things can come under the hammer. Fortunately, there's nice aspects to the Sun and Jupiter. So this should more or less be a stage of idealism rather than any conflict over that for now. But you need to keep things real and not build your imagination up beyond the practical. Your career will start to see some interesting effects when the moon moves up into the 10th house here around the 7th and 8th of July, making contact with Uranus. And we've talked about that planet having a marked impact on the development of your working life over the last few years. Well, actually more recently it's just moved here, and we see that this is definitely going to shake things up in terms of what's going on professionally. A lot of you will start to feel that there's where there was a measure of control, there may be some circumstances now arising where the ground is moving beneath your feet. And that can start to play out more predominantly when the moon makes contact with that planet. Excessive work practices, over-emotionalism, shown here by the opposition to Jupiter. Be wary of that. The other thing we should look at here is this movement of Venus just at the time the moon is in your 11th house of profits. On the 10th and 11th, Venus moving here in your second zone of income. So that's normally quite good, and if we consider that this is your profession planet and also in good aspect to Uranus, these movements beneath your feet that I just alluded to may actually be positive indicators of increased income, a bit more cash surplus for you. The new moon on the 13th is very telling here in one of the more spiritual areas of the horoscope, the 12th house. This has an action of causing you to look back to sort of reevaluate where you've been, and the new moon usually indicates a new phase commencing for you. As I've said to many of the star signs today for this month, having that action of Pluto in the opposite part of the heavens shows the very strong transformative influence that it has. And here in the 6th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your workplace activities, also having Saturn in this position, shows, along with this Uranus in the 10th house, you see the triangular position here between Saturn and Uranus, force majeure, or those factors that are out of your control in the environment that you work. Mercury is going to give you the opportunity to keep your head above water, at least emotionally, by giving you a sense of humour over these things. The moon then joins this income scenario around the 16th. Focus on that is shown. But after the 18th, we see these troublesome square aspects from the communication sector to your work sector, your work colleagues. And also this may have some health ramifications as well, I might add, because the sixth house does indeed relate to that connection between your work, your daily routine, your diet, your exercise, your lifestyle generally, and how that impacts upon your working modalities. Fourth house is family. That's nice, as the moon makes contact with Jupiter around the 20th, 21st, and here opportunity for romance, but then on the 25th, 26th, a little bit of a troublesome emotional state may be expected here, again back in this workplace arena, as shown by Moon transiting the sixth house in close proximity to Saturn and Pluto. Here it may have something to do with the Venus combination, career planet in your income sector, and that lends a good hand here, but it may not be enough to get you out of the doldrums. Fortunately, it's only a 2-day transit. It moves past here and enters back to your relationship sector on the 27th, 28th, where it again makes contact here with Mars and this past karmic point, what we call Ketu, or the South Node. The full moon also takes place at this time, and you see much of your energies, your emotional energy at least, will be back onto this area of trying to resolve any issues that you've had, not just with your personal relationships, but with anyone that you may be in business partnership with, for example. Also, this has relationship to the general public on the whole. So having this combination here may make you a little bit short-tempered with people generally. You're not going to suffer fools gladly, so it's important for you to just contain yourself a little. Here, the eclipsing of the sun by Rahu, the North Node, indicates a strong desire for something which may not be had as easily as if you would wish. You must be careful not to let that temporary obstruction ruin the rest of your month, which we see here, 28th, will be completed when the moon again enters into this self-transformative area of the 8th house with Neptune. It's all looking good. Rely more on this position of Mercury to give you that lightness of spirit that can carry you through some of these more challenging transits throughout the month. I look forward to your company again next month. Don't forget to stop in at astrology.com.au, and there you can get a whole lot of information relating to this month and the year remaining. And of course, we have our personal one-on-one consultations with myself and many of our other psychics who are available if you need them. Bye-bye for now.